So you need a little bit of help on this one-step inequality. No big deal. But what I want you to do on this is I want you to focus on the process, not so much the numbers, but I'm going to try to think out loud as much as I can on this. So I want you to follow along with what I'm thinking, okay? So the first thing I do know is I'm trying to get x by itself. So that's the whole reason that we box in the x, is because that is what we want to isolate. That's what we want to get by itself so that we can see that's our answer, okay? So this is, the x is our answer. It's part of our answer. So that's why we box it. I don't just box it just to box. All right, so then I got to think about, okay, what is being done to x? And we do these things called inverse operations. What that means is that we do the opposite of what's being done to x. So in the original problem, we are subtracting 3. That's what that tells me, minus 3. Okay, so to undo that, the inverse of subtraction, so I'm going to write this down, inverse of subtraction is addition. Okay, so I'm going to add 3 because by adding 3, I cancel out the minus 3, okay, because those are opposites. But see, with inequalities and equations, we have to keep them balanced. Okay, you guys learned about balance in equations in like 5th and 6th grade. So this is why I say we have to do it to both sides. It's because we have to keep the equation balanced. And so what happens is on the left side, those two cancel, okay? I bring down my x, okay? So I'm going to write this down. So I bring down my x, and then I do 4 plus 3, which is 7. Well, if you remember, with inequalities, we have a special rule. That only applies if we divide or multiply by a negative. In this case, we didn't. So we keep the inequalities the same. So let me tell you what this is saying. This is saying x less than or equal to 7. All right, that's a bad 7, so let me rewrite that. But what this is saying is I can pick any number that's less than or equal to 7, and it's going to work in the original problem. Okay, so for example, if I pick 5, all right, 5 is less than or equal to 7, so I plug it in, 5 minus 3. So if I plugged it in up here, 5 minus 3 is 2, and I want that to be less than or equal to 4. Well, 2 is less than or equal to 4, so that works. So that's what this inequality is saying. It's saying that I want a number that is less than or equal to 7. So this is how we solve one-step inequality. So I hope you notice the process. You undo one operation. That's why we call it a one-step. It's because there's only one thing we have to undo.